Today we're talking about the war on women. So as you probably know, the draft opinion has been leaked that the Supreme Court is likely to overturn Roe v. Wade. What does that mean for women? So abortions will still happen, regardless. Throughout time, abortions have still happened. They're just going to happen in unsafe circumstances. More women will die and more children will be born into poverty and unsafe circumstances and situations where they probably can't get proper education. They will be born into circumstances where they cannot be properly taken care of. Is that what we want? No. The thing is though, I don't think this is just about abortion. I think this is about fear. I think it's about control. I think it's about the fact that they know that we can't channel our energy in multiple places at once. So if women as a whole are in fight or flight mode and, the country is in fight or flight mode, well, what a coincidence, there's also a climate crisis going on. Do we think that it's a coincidence, the timing of all of this? I personally don't, because they know that we can't channel all our energy towards climate and women's rights at the same time. We're gonna have to pick one, and we're gonna be in fight or flight mode. We're gonna be scared, we're gonna be terrified, and people are immobilized by fear, and they are scared of us mobilizing. So it's a tactic. Fear is divisive. And the other thing is that, I think part of the reason that they're doing this is because they know that if people are being forced to have kids, then those parents become slaves to capitalism in order to figure out how to raise this kid and supply for this kid. You understand? Like if you're a parent, whether you're, the mother or the father, if you are together and you now all of a sudden have to get your shit together to raise a baby and have the finances to raise a baby in this world, you're more easily exploited by capitalism, right? And I think that's something that the higher ups are probably scared of, is the way so many people right now, especially after the pandemic, have decided they don't like this 9-to-5 capitalist shit. And the mindset has changed to want to be more out of that. But if you're forced to provide, you are way more easily exploited by capitalism. You're in a more vulnerable state, and it's easier for them to control you. And this is not just about women, this is for everybody, right? If Roe v. Wade does get overturned, it will be bad for everyone. Everyone will be more easily controlled and exploited. And that is just a fact. And so that's why, even though it is a war on women, everybody should be fighting it. And I really hope that everybody can see this as more than just a war on women, but a war on freedom and control and bodily autonomy for everyone. And the other thing that needs to be remembered is I don't know if you've heard that quote, but it's they came for them and I let them take them, and then when they came for me, there was nobody to fight for me. That is kind of the concept that I think this is, in the sense of, yeah, they're coming for people with uteruses right now, but you're next. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fight for us, you're not fighting for anything, because the ability to have bodily autonomy and control is a human issue. It's not just a women's issue. It's a human issue. It's the principle that's being set, and the fact that if they come after us, they can come after someone else and someone else and someone else. Because again, it's not just about uteruses, it's about control. And right now, I think that a lot of people, a lot of the higher ups are scared of, I saw that they're really scared of college students because of the way that college students can mobilize. Well, specifically climate change, or oil companies are afraid of college students because of the way that they can mobilize and change things. And I think that a lot of the higher ups are afraid of that kind of thing, are afraid of the disruptors, which is us, which is specifically our generation, and college students and people with uteruses, people who are able to mobilize and change things. They're scared of that. And so that's why they try to make us scared. They're fear-mongering as a control tactic. But it is just that. It is a control tactic. And it is a fear being used as a device to freeze. all of the movement that we're trying to have, all of the things that we're trying to do, all of the upward mobility that we're trying to get, they want to freeze it. And that's why they can stem this fear out, because they know it will effectively control us and immobilize us. Now, I also wanted to talk about what this means for men in regards to like hookup culture, because hookup culture, I think, is no longer a thing. Hookup culture died today. Hookup culture, you know, I said before that my opinion on hookup culture could change, and it has. Because before, I wasn't really loving the way people talked about hookup culture. Hookup culture is bad for women, la-di-da. I understood where they were coming from, but I didn't want it to veer into sort of shaming women who maybe participate in that. But now, my opinion has changed in the sense of I really do think that the risks of hookup culture now greatly outweigh the rewards, in the sense of, first of all, women are terrified. Women are stressed. Women are in fight or flight mode. And not just women, people with uteruses, right? And so dating is not going to be high on their list of priorities, first of all. Second of all, hanging out with people who can get you pregnant is now very risky. Because if you were to try and, you know, have an abortion, you could go to jail. Or you could die. Like, it's risky now. It's much more risky. And so I don't think that people with uteruses are going to be hanging out willy-nilly with people that can get them pregnant, because the risks are way too high right now. It's way too high. And so the casual dating culture that men have gotten used to is dead. It's dead. If women don't have autonomy over their bodies, it's not going to be fun for anyone. And that's why I'm saying I hope people can understand this is not just a war on women. It's a war on freedom and bodily autonomy and control. Like, everybody needs to mobilize against this. And if everybody does, we can, I feel like we can do something. I think that if we all really mobilize together, we can fight against this. I really do. And maybe I'm naive in thinking that. Maybe I am. But also, isn't Ketanji Brown gonna be on the Supreme Court? So maybe she can fight for us. I don't know. I think my main message is I understand that we're all in fear, and just know that that is divisive. And that is what they want. And the reason they are putting us in fear is because they're actually scared of us. And they're afraid that they're losing control over us, and they can feel that. And so this is a fear tactic. So just know that. And if we all mobilize together, I think that there's maybe a little bit of hope. Maybe that's naive, but that's where I'm at. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're a woman in America, my heart goes out to you right now. Cannot imagine what you're going through. I live in Canada, and I still cry thinking about this. Like, I literally, this morning, once I saw this, I didn't even really know how to deal with it, because it makes me feel very powerless and hopeless. And I just started crying, and I was like, I feel like such a loser because I'm not even in America. And so I can't imagine what you're going through. And I'm very sorry. I'm just really, really sorry that this is happening. My heart goes out to you, and I love you. Thank you for watching. That's it. Goodbye.